Welcome to my first behind the scenes video. I say behind the scenes video, this concept is made up of 2 photos and I forgot to film anything when I took the first photo, so it's more of a behind the scene. When we were in New Zealand, why New Zealand this, why New Zealand that? I'll stop talking about it soon. I obviously took loads of photos and there was one location I got really excited about just outside Queenstown on the lake. Don't know what it's called. Lake Wakatipu. Lake Wakatipu. So while we were driving along this lake, I saw lots of very pretty pictures, so stopped numerous times to take photos, which Emily loved. And I was very excited because I thought a lot of the photos were going to be awesome. But they weren't. Well, this is one of the better pictures I got. It's not great, is it? It's hazy, there's no real contrast. The detail's not quite as good as I'd like it to be, and that's partly because of the haze, but also I had to bump the ISO a bit just to try and give myself a chance for sharp image because it was so windy that I was getting blown around everywhere. But as you can see, probably the biggest flaw in this file at the moment is that the camera had an absolute mare trying to judge the white balance. But compositionally, it's perfect for a concept. So this whole bottom half of the image where the lake is a really easy place to add something into, which for the most part is what my concepts are. I'm just adding things into photos. And because of that, I thought it was worth trying to pull the files apart a bit and see what I could get. And I think I've done okay. So as you can see, the first thing I fixed was the temperature. I've also added some contrast and some clarity, and I've got rid of some of the haze. I've tweaked the RGB tone curve a bit, played around with the luminance of some of the colours, but that's pretty much it. Highlights in the sky are completely blown, and I could have fixed that because I did bracket these shots, so I could have quite easily pulled in some of the detail from the sky from another shot. However, I've chosen not to because if you add detail where it's not necessary, for example in the sky, quite often it can pull the viewer's eye away from the concept and the idea and the joke. And if it's a distraction, then it's just completely unnecessary. So even though technically speaking this photo is perhaps worse off than not having any detail in the sky, I don't really care because it's going to help me tell my story. So yeah, not the most groundbreaking concept you'll ever see, but I think it'll look quite nice when it's finished. I've got to try and figure out how to shoot this. But it's the middle of winter here in Wales, so I think maybe I'll try inside first. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, top tip number 1. Sometimes when you're trying to replicate natural light, it's best to use natural light. You're welcome. Free of charge, that one. There's a lake not too far from here that actually looks a bit like that. Not quite as nice, but similar sort of thing. And I'm thinking if it stays clouded over and the light stays soft, it doesn't rain and there's no wind, I can just plonk the beach ball in the lake and then it'll save me a load of time in post because I won't have to play around with reflections and stuff. I'll just be able to use the natural reflections. But it will need to be dry so there's no splashes of water, and if there's wind the beach ball will just go everywhere, and if the sun comes out that'll just ruin all the reflections in the light, so I won't be able to use it. Fingers crossed. Well, it rained, it was really windy and the sun came out. Right, I need a plan C. If any of you do your own compositing, you'll probably think at this point plan C should be to go on PixelSquid because they've probably got a beach ball. Ooh, they've got an inflated one and a deflated one. So typically, even though I really like PixelSquid, there are a couple of reasons I try not to use it. Number 1, I don't really feel as proud when I finish an image because I've not done as much. But number 2, particularly with reflective items, you just create work for yourself. So this one, for instance, if you download the PSD, you can get rid of what's meant to be these sort of studio type lights, and you can play around with the curve adjustments to try and make it look like it's backlit, like it would be in my photo. But there aren't any reflections. And with reflective objects, that kind of gives it away. So I try and do as much in camera as possible, because if I can get the reflections looking sort of right in camera, then it's pretty much job done. And you can add reflections to renders, but you're trying to take a shortcut that's just going to create more work in Photoshop for you. So I just try and avoid it. So that is not plan C today. The only problem is that I think plan C will mean going outside again. That's starting to look more appealing. I thought this one would be easy. Hiya. Okay, Photoshop time. Tough all-nighter. I'm joking, I slept like a baby. I'm just making the final tweaks in Lightroom, so this is the final image. I hope you like it. This is pretty much as simple as it gets for compositing, so hopefully in behind the scenes in future I'll do something a bit more complex, and maybe even remember to do some filming when I shoot the background image. Yeah, that'd be good. What else is there to say? This, along with a lot of my other work, will be available as prints in 2 or 3 weeks' time. I'll do another video about that, but I'm just in the final stages of testing papers and inks with the printing lab that I'm using. Oh, I started a new Instagram account a couple of weeks ago for a couple of reasons, but mainly because I didn't post that much last year, so my engagement just went. But this new account is good fun. I don't have many friends over there at the moment, so if you feel like coming and saying hello, please do. But if you don't, then obviously that's fine as well. Oh, and if you have any suggestions of what I do differently in behind the scenes videos next time, just let me know in the comments. I think that's what people say. But until then, thank you very much for watching.